I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we have two guys who battled last year for the AFC Championship. It's Julian Edelman going up against Demaryius Thomas. With that, let's go out to Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Here's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are a couple miles west of the Colorado State Capitol building as we come to you from Sports Authority Field at Mile High here in downtown Denver. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. They come out with one back and three tight ends. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Muscles him off. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Their dangerous wide receiver. 101 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from taking the lead. So they're going to go for two. They'll try and throw for it. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. They slot Gronkowski outright. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Then he finds Danny Amendola. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Brady now on 1st down. It's caught outright, Amendola. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Let's discuss this offense now, and Julian Edelman, very good player.
Has really developed into a terrific slot receiver, and a lot of times he would be the primary receiver. Still mad coming out of college that he's not a quarterback in the NFL. He takes it out on the opposing defenses.
Going underneath to Blunt. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. A big play there for the Patriots. 30 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
In the red zone this time. Again, it's Brady. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Todd Davis coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Brady to throw on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Looking for his All-Pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and it's third down. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
Von Miller is so good that he doesn't even need a nickname. His ability to bend and dip on the pass rush, unequaled in this league.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's third and goal. To throw is Brady. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he's going to get into the end zone. So cue up the Gronk spike. Gets a Patriot touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion. Brady will look to throw for it. And they're going to get the two-point conversion. This one's caught. And it stretches their lead up to 8. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. On 1st and 10, Simeon. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Virgil receiver, and that'll bring up second down. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide. It doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
Simeon, and it's caught over the middle by the tight end, Green. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Here's New England defensively. Last year, the #1 overall defense as far as points given up goes. And they've got a lot coming back in 2017.
Now, they certainly do. And let's go back to the Super Bowl. Trey Flowers, who was their leading sack guy in 2006, he had 7 in the regular season. He was a monster in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. He's back there for them. How about Dante Hightower, linebacker? His first Pro Bowl in 2016, and then just moving on back to the secondary. Devin McCourty, the guy who quarterbacks him back as safety, he's been to the Pro Bowl as a corner and as a free safety.
Simeon on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Here's Simeon. And Demaryius Thomas. What a catch there.
Well, the bad news, the Denver Broncos didn't make the playoffs, but the good news for Demaryius Thomas, he was over 1,000 yards again as a receiver.
6th straight year he's done that, but yards per catch and touchdowns down a little bit. Any of that due to the change at quarterback?
Think about it. For him now, in the last 2 seasons, he's had to get used to 4 different quarterbacks throwing him the football. I think that yards per catch will go back up when he gets some consistency. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
On first down, it's Simeon. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Second down following the incompletion. second and 10. Simeon. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Sanders, the former SMU product, had 79 catches last year, over 1,000 yards. 5 touchdowns. They're going to need more of him in Denver if they want to get back into the playoffs.
Part of a great tandem, he and Demaryius Thomas. And Demaryius plays out wide. He's one of those guys that you send him out there and let him work one-on-one and use his big body and his big frame to get open. Emmanuel Sanders, he has the ability to work inside as well. And he's not just quick, he's also fast. And he's dependable for a quarterback because a lot of the routes he runs are right in the sight line. Easy throws for a QB.
Now a first down throw. Simeon. Over the middle, open is Thomas. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And he's got his man on the out route. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it. An extra corner on the field for New England here on third down.
Yeah, another DB. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Here come the Patriots again on offense, the Super Bowl champions. And, boy, they have been able to do it a lot of times, Charles, with unsung heroes, haven't they? Look at the names that led them through the playoffs. Hogan, White, Lewis, guys you just wouldn't think of.
Yeah, Deion Lewis, a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns against Houston in the divisional round. Chris Hogan, undrafted. He ends up having 180 yards in receptions, playing 5 plays of 20 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And how about James White, a 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin? Think about who he played behind while he was at Wisconsin, and he turns out to be the unsung hero of the Super Bowl. Would have been the MVP if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
And you mentioned James White at Wisconsin. He was behind who? Melvin Gordon and Monte Ball, right?
That's correct.
Brady to throw on second down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Todd Davis leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. He won't get in, but they are going to have the football in a great spot. First and goal at the 3-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. In this first half, that's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Following the fumble recovery, Simeon. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Okay, partners, New England comes out here to take the field on offense. This is such an interesting story, how they've been able to do it year after year after year. Guys talk about parity in the NFL. Well, New England has kind of transcended that parity, and they've done it with guys that you don't normally think of as household names.
The parts keep changing for New England. That's the amazing part on offense. All right? Offensive linemen change, receivers change, running backs change. We know the one constant is Tom Brady, and that's a huge deal for them. But to be able to do it in what you call the parity times, and you're exactly right, everyone's supposed to be pretty equal. New England still a top 10 offense year in and year out. In 2016, they were number 4, and that helped them with a number 1 ranked defense as well.
Blunt, the lone running back. Now Brady, and over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays. Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back to Denver right after this. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on third down. Brady going to try and throw on third down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Simeon on first down. Looking for someone to throw to. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Alert! 3 down. All right, here we go.
Back to the air. Simeon on second down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. Gronkowski may have had to miss the Super Bowl with the injury, but he was active in that parade, and now he's back on the field. And I'll tell you what, something you mentioned to me is that trying to hit the tight end Bennett, but it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
They'll come out in the pistol. Here's Simeon. Sanders has it over the middle. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Here we go on 4th. Simeon. And it is incomplete. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
After the interception, here's Simeon. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, That's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
10 yards to go on third.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
Throwing on third down, Simeon. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders as the first half is winding down. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Point try.
Here we go now.
They'll run for it with Anderson. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This is taken near the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
He's going to air one out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Akeem Talib. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Now Dion Lewis to return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his...
Chris Hogan. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Chris Hogan, 59 yards. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Brady's going to look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot. But there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the comp.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete.
I know that from down to down, you'll hop into different offensive formations.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down. I was just confused on that one. I had third down written. It said third down on the scoreboard. Do you think the sideline lost track? Maybe they thought it was 4th?
Something went haywire, and I'll admit it. I've lost track of downs before, but I'm not the one calling plays. I'm not the one keeping track here. They have to know this. And look, I love my football.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dante Hightower in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Throwing on first down is Brady. And his throw is incomplete. The wideout Chris Hogan, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Brady will try again on second down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. LeGarrette Blount was the intended target, and it's third down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
This is caught. Gronkowski. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Ah, yes, Brady to Gronk. You think these two are in sync?
Without a doubt. And look, they both understand what they can do for each other. Gronk knows if he gets open, the ball's going to be there.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Denver getting set to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Simeon. And that's complete to Sanders. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough third down awaits them.
So completion on second down, that brings up third. Another pistol look here. Now it's Simeon. But he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Now a first down throw, Simeon. And free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Well, you mind if we go off topic for a second? AFC playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they've been perennials. How about Denver? Yeah. Remember last year, they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a couple a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck, one of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoffs. And Buffalo, brand new head coach, brand new people running the ball club. Let's see if they can figure it out, because I think defensively they can be awfully strong.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll be first down, Denver. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. On 1st and 10, Siemian. And he'll go right back to Thomas, complete again. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
Let's go.
Again, Siemian. And my goodness, another interception. And it's the linebacker, Shea McClellan, with a pick. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot.
Rob Gronkowski. There he goes. The 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Rob Gronkowski, an even 90 yards. And the Patriots add on to their lead. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on what.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
Special teams coaches spend a lot of time scheming things up, but this was just a bad return. Now the offense has a long way to go to try to put points on the board.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. They go back to the air here after the INT. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And now what they want to see here, he's still down on the field. Obviously such an important part of their passing game, and the training staff, they're going to have to attend to it. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. From his goal line here, Siemian. There's that man again, Demaryius Thomas. And they finally get him down at the other 46. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. And now a first down following that long gain.
Let's go.
Siemian on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. In the backfield is Anderson. On 2nd and 10, Simeon. And now here is another interception. Devin McCourty picks it off. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away. Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. 2nd down now after the pass completion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. It's caught outright, Amendola. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Danny Amendola, 61 yards. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable. And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball.
He's got a man, complete. They get 39 yards out of that one. And it's a first down for the Broncos. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go. Green.
From the red zone now, Simeon going to throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
2nd and 10, Simeon again. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Hurry up. Here we go. Blue line it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. Completes it to Norwood. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, this from... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Their big tight end, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And you don't see the fake field goal often. Here it works for a touchdown.
And sometimes you see it called in the biggest stages. How about a couple of years ago, Packers-Seahawks, and the Seahawks trying to rally, fake field goal, help them win it and go to the Super Bowl.
And unable to connect, they don't get the two-point conversion here. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. And after that play, we've got a man down, a member of the linebacking core. And the medical staff will attend to it. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. And he's got Amendola on the connection. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Caught, left side, Bennett. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Now Brady again. Looking middle, it's caught by Gronkowski. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. Kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Brady going to throw here. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And he'll go down at the 28. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner, doesn't have to be the big shots downfield all the time. Having that safety net underneath is a great thing for a quarterback.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Blunt, the lone running back. Brady. And that one his first incompletion in its last 6 passes. And it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And Blunt loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. So the Broncos coming out now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. A comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Brady going to look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49.
Well, when defensive coordinators game plan to put pressure on a quarterback, they often want to use blindside rushes, and that's exactly what they did there. The cornerback gets to him and drops him.
From midfield, here's Brady. And he will find his man. That's Hogan complete. A big gain of 39 on third.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Chris Hogan, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots add on to their lead. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. And barring something unforeseen, this will be the last play of the game. In the backfield is Anderson.
All right, here we go.
One last throw here for Simeon. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long.